Here's Kendrick. Kendrick, it's a bouncing ball up the middle. Crawford on the dive. To shovel the panic. To Posey! Double play! High drive! Left field! It is out of here!
Travis Ishikawa hits one into right! The Giants win the pennant!
Kadire back. It is off the bottom of the wall, and it kicks away from everybody. Pagan is being waved in. Here's the throw to the plate. It is not in time, and that is the ball game.
Orange Friday in San Francisco.
What's going on, guys? We are currently recording this while the trade deadline is going on. Say what's up, Kyle.
What's up, everybody? It's 11:30, about an hour and a half left for the trade deadline. We haven't made any moves yet, but we got to remember Farhan made 5 trades, not last year, but the year before, with even it being past 1 o'clock, so I think there's still a shot. I just saw a report that we're still looking for a good bat. That could be Chris Bryant. Let's hope for the best.
I guess we can just I feel like it feels right to kind of update you guys with what's happened so far today and what's happened in the past couple days, I guess. Let me just pull up what's gone on. So first and foremost, I would like to just say that Craig Kimbrell was just traded to the Chicago White Sox. And I don't know what the details are on that. Do you have the details on that, Kyle?
I know they got better. Don't know the details, though.
Yeah, all we need to know is that Craig Kimbrell is on the White Sox, and that's all that matters. They now have 2 of the best relief pitchers currently, you could say, and him and Liam Hendriks. Liam Hendriks has looked great recently, and that's just kind of a scary thought that they have those 2 guys in the bullpen. Let's just be happy that those 2 guys are in the AL and we won't face them unless we're in the World Series. So, yeah, we had that, and then we had I guess we'll just add a little. Eddie Rosario got traded for Pablo Sandoval, so Panda's headed to Cleveland.
We won't see Panda this year.
We won't see him, but hopefully he gets some playing time over there. Another big one, Blue Jays landed Jose Barrios, and this was a good trade for the Twins. I mean, the Blue Jays did get a great pitcher after the Yankees made some big moves. I guess they kind of needed to try to stay up as or I don't know how to put it, but they need to stay pace with the Yankees and Red Sox. But I don't know how much one starting pitcher could do, so we could see the Blue Jays make more moves. But the Twins did get 2 top 5 prospects in the Blue Jays, or in the Blue Jays farm. So that's a big deal for the Twins. And then Rizzo to the Yankees, Joey Gallo to the Yankees, and then you got Scherzer and Trey Turner to the Dodgers. What do you want to say about that?
We should all be disappointed, but we should have known that the Dodgers aren't going to stay put. They were going to make a move. I would have been mad if it was Scherzer, but I'm even more mad that they got Trey Turner. But at the same time, the trade deadline's not over. We can still make a move. And, Scherzer, we'll see every, 5 days, but Turner is going to be a pain in the ass. So we'll see. I mean, trade deadline's not over. It's not an L for us yet.
Yeah. I mean, it is sure. Obviously, everyone that's a Giants fan wanted Scherzer, I think. But you know what? It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. Obviously, Farhan could have done something about it, but he obviously didn't feel like he needed to give up that much to just get him for the next 4 months,
Yeah.
3 4 months. But yeah, I don't know. Like he said, the trade deadline's not over, and we're just gonna see what happens here in the next hour and a half. And Farhan, his other trade deadline that he had with us, when was that? When he made like 5 moves in the last like
It was his first year with us, and it was like when he got Scooter Jeanette and all of that, he made 3 trades in about like 20 minutes, and he made the like one of the trades like at like 1:15, so like even past the deadline. So I expect Chris Bryant to be on the move. I mean, the Rays have more to offer, but I think what Farhan's really doing is trying to see if Story, Chris Bryant, maybe some relievers, if their value is going to go down at all, and see if he can get them for a prospect that he's not too high on.
No, I just got the details on the Craig Kimbrell trade. They're sending Nick Madrigal and reliever Cody where I don't know how to
He's
pronounce his
awful.
last name, but I don't know. Apparently, that's a pretty massive price according to Jeff Passan. So there's another point that Farhan really values our farm system, and a lot of these teams are like they don't value their farm system as much as we do, and we have one of the
Yeah.
best farm systems in baseball. So I think Farhan's going to be really careful on what he does with our top guys, and obviously, we're most likely going to see um, some of the guys in our farm system go away, but we're definitely at this point, with all the big names that we've seen come off the board, we're not going to see our top 3 prospects leave. I'm
Yeah.
pretty, I'm pretty set on that. I'm sure you are too, Kyle. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Um, I guess while we're waiting for some more trades coming in, see if we make some moves. I guess we can just kind of talk about the last week of games that we've had. The
Hmm.
Dodgers series, we won 2 out of 3 of that series, which was a huge win. Um, we have the Astros series coming up. You want to start off with talking about a little about the Dodgers series?
I actually want to start with the Pirates series since that was on the
Oh
last
yeah,
one.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
disappointing. We lost the series to them. First game was defensive miscues by Tyro, Lamont Wade. So this sucked because we should have won that game. Then, Gosman had a horrible game. I think he'll bounce back against the Stros tonight. And then, we won the last game 6-1. Go to the Dodgers series. We kill it there. Would have been nice to take all 3, but Buehler has our number, so I think it was a good bounce back against them. Now we play the Astros, and then if you want to talk about the Astros series coming up, facing Framber Valdez tonight.
Mm, yeah. The Dodgers series was a great series. The first game, we took the first game in pretty crazy fashion. Cody Bellinger, he decided to throw the ball over Justin Turner's head, and we kind of caught a break there because
Hmm.
Mr. Cody Bellinger can't stay off the weed. But yeah, he. Other than that, though, our pitching was great. Besides that second game, that was a rough game all around. Bats couldn't get going, and that's just Walker Bueller for you against the Giants, or just in general. The man's a beast. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, so yeah, hopefully we can figure it out before we have to face him in the playoffs, possibly. And we'll probably see him one more time in the last series. We only have one more series against the Dodgers.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then the third game, just a Cueto pitched amazing, bullpen did great, and the bats were on. Crawford was back, came in with a clutch double, and yeah, It was just all around great series. And today we face the Astros for the first time, who lead the AL. And I'm actually going to the game tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. But we've got Gosman on the mound versus what's his
Framber.
name? We can Valdez.
Yeah.
Both great pitchers, both teams aces at the moment, and it should be a really fun game to watch. And it will be a prove it series for us. And it should just be interesting to see how the team does against the AL's best competition or that they have to offer to the NL. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. We'll just have to see what happens.
For a player in today's game, who do you think is going to have a breakout game? You say yours, and I'll say mine. Just for today's game, not the series.
I honestly think I'm gonna go with Duggar. I'm gonna go Duggar. I think he's gonna. I mean, he's kind of just been mediocre recently, but I think he'll get back to where he was like a month ago or whatever it was when he went on that big streak. And I think Duggar was gonna show out this series.
I'll go with, for today's game, Slater. He had great at-bats yesterday against Price, and I could see him doing the same thing, carrying that over against Framber. And then my honorable mention, even though I want him traded and I think he could be still, would be Solano. Weird feeling Solano would get some clutch hits against Framber, but I'm going to go with Slater.
Yeah,
That would be
those are good
my
picks.
best player for today.
For today, I'll go Gosman. I think Gosman has had some disappointing starts. I think in his to his standards.
Mhm.
I think he wants to turn it around, and he's got a tough lineup to face today. And I think he really wants to show out against one of the other best team in the league. So we'll just see what happens. Hopefully he has a great start because we're gonna need it. But yeah, I just got from Ken Rosenthal that the Mets are talking to Javi Baez or talking with the Cubs on Javi Baez. So that's it. I don't know. We
Interesting.
kind of saw that coming. He said he wanted to play with Francisco Lindor, but not Giants news. So we'll let those teams decide what they want to
Yeah.
do because I don't really care because we just need to focus on our team. But yeah, you know what? How about I pull up some questions for from the people? I did our weekly just like asking you guys what you want to hear, and I'll just go over a few of these responses. Um, Carson Devine said, Why are the Giants not doing anything?" Well, Carson, uh, we still have another hour and 20 minutes of this trade deadline, so I don't know how to answer that, but I think he's just being patient. I think Farhan wants to see what the asking price is to these teams and see how expensive these teams want. Like the teams that are selling, he wants to see like how much they're asking for their players. So
Yeah.
I think Farhan knows what he's gonna do, and we're just gonna have to wait to see. Um, Landon Frost said trade deadline, Posey's injury, why we're better than the Dodgers. Okay, well Posey's injury was a little unfortunate. He's gonna be fine though. I think he should be back today, right? Um,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I was
probably.
a little scared, but he'll be fine. And why we're better than the Dodgers?
We
I don't
just
know.
are. They're
We just
trash.
are. Um, let's see here. Feedback if we make a big trade. We'll do that if we make a trade, whatever trades we do. Um, okay, here's a good one. Your thoughts on Farhan and how he's done with the Giants. What do you
Who's
want to
that
answer?
from?
That's from Aiden Johnston.
Great question. I think Farhan has done a great job since he's taken over. I mean, he got Yaz for Tyler Herb, who's awful. He's done a lot for us. We wouldn't have a guy like Tyro Estrada, Mauricio Dubon, Yaz. We wouldn't have Gosman. We wouldn't have Disco. We have so many guys that he signed to these like 1-year rentals that have just blossomed into great players. Or Yaz, and I think he's drafted well, and I think he knows what he's doing. I know we could all be a little disappointed that we haven't made a trade yet, but it shows, that he sees some great potential in the prospects he's not willing to let go. And I don't think we'll go tradeless. I think he will make a trade. So I think Farhan's job in office since he's been here, I'd give him A+, because we weren't supposed to be, a good team this year, and we're right now the best team in baseball. So A+ from Farhan.
Oh, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. I think people get frustrated with really small things, and I think fans need to be lucky that we have him because he's one of the best in the league, at what he does. And who would have thought where we are now? And I think we just need to be very happy that we're in the position that we are in, because we're supposed to be building right now.
Yeah.
And we're the best team in baseball. So why would you think Farhan needs to completely blow up the team or make some big moves when we've already got top talent coming up in the next few years and we're already winning with the team that we have? Obviously, we do need some pieces here and there to just complete the team that we have right now and hopefully give us the best chance to win a championship. But Farhan knows what he's doing, and he's just doing a great job.
Yeah.
And but yeah, thanks guys for your responses. Appreciate that. What do you have anything you want to bring up now?
Let me see if there's been any news right now from Jeff Passan. There has not.
It looks like the Mets and Cubs are working on a deal right now, so we'll see what that.
So if I'm seeing that, I'm thinking there's no shot Chris Bryant is staying. He's going to be traded because, he's a free agent after this year. So I'm thinking that Chris Bryant, his final 2 teams he will go to are either the Rays or us. And I feel like the Rays were really in on him because they wanted Kimbrel more. So now I really feel like, we will get Chris Bryant, especially since I don't know what the asking price of Javi is going to be, but I think we'll get Chris Bryant, from my guess, for Will Wilson. We will get him for Tristan Beck and someone else I have no idea yet, but Will Wilson will be included in the deal. That is my prediction. So I think we will get Chris Bryant when this podcast comes out live.
Yeah,
that is my prediction.
It's gonna be exciting. We've all been waiting for the trade deadline, and especially when your team is at the top of the league and in the standings, you expect them to do something. And I don't know. We're pretty sure we're gonna do something, and if we don't, then obviously we're gonna be disappointed. But we're just gonna have to roll with it. And it's not the end of the world. So we still got a great team right now. So why blow it up? But we'll see. Let's hope we make a move. Hope we make a couple moves. We'll see what happens. But yeah, John Heyman just said Twins are now listing on Kenta Maeda. So that's another name that you can see Farhan throw us.
He's had a down year, but Farhan's one that picked up Kenta, I believe, when he was with the Dodgers. So I can see him bringing him back. He's had a down year. He could bring that to his leverage. And I know Queta had a good start, but maybe Queta moves to the bullpen, and he'd be the inning eater.
I guess right now what we can do is we can go through some of the rumors that have been going around and just kind of say our thoughts on what we think about like what what's surrounding the Giants right now
Yeah.
with like certain players and whatnot. If my internet will load, I'm trying to pull up this right now. But yeah, off the top of my head, John Gray, apparently it came out that the Rockies have no plans to trade John Gray.
Mhm.
So he's out of the mix, I guess, um, which is totally fine. I think me and Kyle kind of were talking about this last night. He isn't much better than what we already have. Um, Cueto showed that he's still got it last game. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
inconsistent, but we can only hope that we see yesterday's Cueto every start, or at least the majority of the starts.
Yeah.
So John Gray isn't a guy that I I could care less if we get or don't get. So yeah, um, I don't know if you have anything to say about
With
him.
John Gray, it's just I'm not a fan of we're going to trade in our division, and this is supposed to help us against a team like the Dodgers and the Padres. It's like they've seen John Gray so much. If we were going to get a starting pitcher, I'd prefer him being, in the AL or still the NL, just where he hasn't faced the Dodgers or Padres a lot. So it's a new face they have to face, and I don't know. Like John Gray's, yeah, he's a good pitcher, but I honestly think Logan Webb's better than him, so he'd be our 5 in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Uh-huh. And then Trevor's Story, I guess we can kind of touch on that. I don't know how likely do you think it is that we make a move for Trevor Story?
I'll say 45%. I think Farhan he's called, he's been on the phone with them. They've probably been, very picky with, trading Story about like what they want to or what they want from us. And, Farhan's probably kind of saying the same thing, like I'm not trading him. But I feel like no team, I haven't seen in the last couple hours anyone say they're going for Story. I don't feel like the Rockies are going to want to keep Story because he'll be a free agent. They know he won't resign, so they're going to want to trade him. I feel like they may honestly just be at, last minute of the trade deadline and they trade him to us when we honestly fleece him. So I could see that. I think we will get Chris Bryant or Trevor Story. And I think if we get Trevor Story, it's a complete fleece.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Well, we just got breaking news that the Mets are finalizing a trade for Javi Baez. And
That is
then
crazy.
yeah, so that's pretty huge. That happened right on the podcast. So that's some big news.
Wow.
Mets are making moves. The Cubs are completely restarting and starting a rebuild. So best of luck to the Cubs on their rebuild. And the A's are in agreement on a deal to acquire Josh Harrison and Yan Gomes from the Nationals. I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
Josh Harrison had rumors for us, so
Yeah,
that's
so
kind of
Josh
meaning right now Farhan's on the spot. He says he wants a bat. There's not many other bats. I mean, you can go with Garrett Cooper,
I
but
mean, Chris Bryant is really the only other bat that I see us trading for at this point,
yeah,
and Trevor Story, I guess. But I think Chris Bryant's definitely the more likely one, and Chris Bryant is for sure on the move.
yeah,
He's got to be on the move. We've still got a whole nother hour to see where he goes, but I don't know. Talks are pretty quiet right now with Chris Bryant and Trevor Story. So that should just be interesting on how that develops. But I don't know. I think it's looking like the Giants are maybe just gonna go for some guys that haven't really been rumored around anyone at this point, because I think we would have seen like Ken Rosenthal or Jeff Passan or whoever throw our name into some of these other
yeah.
guys, and I think we might see a surprise like, whoa, like I did not see that coming. That I think we might see that, or Chris Bryant. But yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see. What other players have been rumored around us?
Um,
I mean, Jose Barrios, but I already kind of
yeah,
touched on that. Um, I
I don't
think,
think there's really any other players that have been rumored that are need to be said. But some
yeah,
players I feel like haven't been talked about that I think would be a nice pickup would be Scott Barlow from the Royals. I don't know his stats off the top of my head, but I know he's killing it this year. I think you can make a trade with a team like maybe like the Tigers and get. I mean, I wouldn't be that big of a fan, but Jonathan Scope, he's hitting bombs this year. I think he'd be a pretty good, decent. I mean, we need a second baseman. I'm tired of Solano, so Scope would be it. And then if we're talking about NL, I mean, Pirates, David Bednar, I think would be sick. We'd team him up with his younger brother we drafted this year, Will Bednar. And I know some people think, we can't get David Bednar because he's a rookie, but it's like he's 26. The Pirates are rebuilding. Having David Bednar on their team's not going to make him a contender anytime soon. He should get traded. So
yeah,
those are my last thoughts on anything about the trade deadline right now.
yeah. We'll definitely keep it going with what we hear of like what teams do what, and the Giants, if they make a move, we'll talk more about that. But I
Yeah.
guess in the meantime, what do you have anything you want to talk about in the meantime?
Um, my bold take for this week is we sweep the Astros. We take today's game of a final of 7-4, and then today's Friday, yeah. So Saturday we'll verse Greinke. We put 8 up. We win 8-4, and then it's Webb on Sunday, and we win 3-1. So that's my take. We score 7, 8, and 3 in the series. We have a good offensive show in a 3-game series, and we sweep the Astros. It's very bold and a hot take, but Gosman, Wood, and Webb, I think they'll all have a good start.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think we're really gonna show the league what we're made of with this Astros series, and um, I really hope we do, because if we come out and win the series against the Astros, we've already proved that we're a great team, but that's
Yeah.
just like that's the icing on the cake right there if we win that series. But I don't know, it'll be tough, but I think we're cut out to do it. We got the pitching to do it, and we got hopefully the bats to do it. But yeah, I mean, let's just say we win 2 out of 3 against the Astros.
It's a
That's
win.
huge. That's huge. And then we've got a 4-game series against the Diamondbacks where that could just keep putting us up on the standing. Like, we need as much leverage as we can to the Dodgers and Padres, especially with the moves they made, especially the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are going to be healthy by the end of this weekend. So
Yeah.
they've got Mookie coming back, they got Seager coming back, and I think they have Kershaw coming back. So we're just hopefully we can stay healthy. Hopefully we have some new guys coming in, but I mean we've got some definitely winnable series, but we also have some hard series, like prove it series. Like we've got this series against the Astros, and then we got 4 games against the Diamondbacks, which will hopefully be a breeze. Then we got to go to Milwaukee, which is going to be a very tough series. Then we play the Diamondbacks again, and then the Rockies. Like the month of August will be definitely interesting because we're going to play a lot of playoff contenders. I'm just looking at the schedule right now. We've got the Brewers, we've got the Mets, we've got the A's, we've got the Mets again, and we've got the Braves, and we got the Brewers again. So pretty much every series other than the Diamondbacks and Rockies, is going to be pretty tough. And I think it'll all, like, depending on how we do in August, we'll see where we're going to be. It'll give us a really good idea of what we're going to finish in the regular season. Like,
I think the only bright note we could say is we don't play the Dodgers until September. I believe it's only a 3-game series. So, I mean, I think we're lucky we played the Dodgers a lot in the first half, and we play the Padres 6 or 9 more games to finish it. I think it's like 9, and it's like in the last like 2.5 week span of the season. So we had trouble when it came to the Padres at the end of the season last year. Let's hopefully change that and just make the playoffs and prove that we're the best team in the NL West.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's honestly an awkward time right now because we have no news. We're just waiting. I mean, this is kind of like a trade deadline special. So
Yeah.
we're kind of something pops up right when the Giants make a move, we've got something we can roll with for the next, I don't know, a good amount of time. And we wanted to get this podcast out to you today. And so, I don't know, we're just going to do our best to talk about what we have. Anything else you want to put out? I'll say Julio went 2 for 4 yesterday in AAA. So, really good to see for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's not that much to say right now. We're not making any moves. There's really not that many moves going on actually at this time, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing going on right now. And I mean, for prospect-wise, I know Marco Luciano a couple days ago hit his 17th home run. I know Luis Matos keeps on crushing the baseball. And then I haven't heard anything about pitching besides that Ryan Murphy, who I talked about on our last episode. He got promoted to high A because he was killing it and was leading all of single A. So that's good. Ryan Murphy is an underrated prospect of ours. And that's all I got for the prospects for us today.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Phillies are closing in on Kyle Gibson and Ian Kennedy.
Yep, that's another guy that the Giants actually were at one point. I think we're kind of in the mix for is Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Kyle Gibson, so I'm not mad about that. Ian Kennedy's he's been doing well this year as a reliever, so it's an all right trade for the Phillies. I mean, they're really trying to compete. They need to do more, but it's all right.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
there's
tough.
not much you can say about.
So, guys, there's nothing really moving on the trade deadline. The latest is the Kyle Gibson and Javi Baez move. So we're probably going to end it. We wanted this to be longer, but we don't want to just be waiting and saying really nothing. But we will have post out coming soon when we make a trade. And, yeah, so thank you for episode 2.